It's malfunctioning. It said press 0
For
for
event
operator,
partnership, please press
but it's
275.
giving me different.
For finance accounts payable
This
and
gives them time
employment
to control the call.
verification, please press 200. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you need emergency shelter or to reach our 24-hour crisis hotline, please press 2. For agency hours and location, press 3. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. To find out your party's extension number, please press 4. To speak with the receptionist, dial 0.
So you saw the 0, but it acted as if I would press 4.
Please listen carefully as our menu options have changed.
It's
For
malfunctioning.
client
I'm
services,
supposed to get the
please press
operator.
276.
It's going on option
For
4 when I
development
press
and
0.
fundraising information, please press 2.
It's not an accident.
For volunteer and donation information. Mosaic Family Services.
Yes, I am trying to get assistance. Is it? Can you help with directing me towards assistance for a domestic violence crisis?
Okay, ma'am. So, for domestic violence, you would first need to speak with a case manager, who would then do an intake with you, ma'am. If I can get some of your basic information, I would be happy to start you on the process.
Well, ma'am,
Can
I
I have your
called
name?
already and I gave. I think I already did an intake, and it took like several days for someone to get a respond. Used to be that it was things were imperative when women were fleeing abuse. Now I've waited weeks, months, and the years to never get services. So I'm just confused on how you call the emergency crisis hotline and get forgot about it for 3 days and then get a text. It's probably more than 3 days by now.
Okay,
Is
ma'am.
that
Well,
normal
this
for the
is not the
organization?
emergency.
Is that normal
This
for
is
the
not the
organization?
emergency crisis hotline. You have called our office
Yeah,
line.
the phone was malfunctioning, ma'am. But I just want to get clarity on if that you have women fleeing a domestic violence crisis on the emergency crisis line, and then have her wait days, and then text her back instead of calling back. Is that normal procedure?
I don't know about the texting back, but typically there's only a wait time if you're asking for case management. If you're asking for shelter, that is a different situation because we do let people know when they call in. And they're just wanting case management. It could be a 2 to 3 business day wait for a response.
Okay, and now your organizations used to get you hotel rooms. They used to place you in safe environments. Since I've been in mine 5+ years, they don't do it. All of them have stopped getting the women hotel rooms if they're full, and they've all been full for 5+ years. I can't get in them, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Unfortunately, I can't say anything about how other organization works.
Well,
I
this
do
one
know our
too.
organization
You've been full for
stopped with
several
hotel
years.
vouchers.
I'm sorry about the
We did
vouchers.
stop. Yeah, we did stop with hotel vouchers, unfortunately.
When you were doing them, they weren't giving them to me. No organization would, and now they all claim that they stopped doing them. When you were doing it, I didn't have that right to have them.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know who was working here at that time. I can't say anything about that time in the past. You said you called in here a while ago and you have already gone through the intake process.
I
Do you
don't. Can I
remember
give
who
you my
you were assigned?
information so we can see what went on? Because I talked to someone and gave them all my information and what I've been through, and then they told me they were full, as they have been for years, and then they did not call me back, and then they finally 3 or 4 days, maybe even 5, I'm not quite sure, they texted me instead of calling back. But I've had strange experiences like this for years, and I'm trying to build up a track record of my experiences. Because if someone is deliberately sabotaging my ability to flee a domestic violence crisis and enlisting civilians and conspiracy to violate civil rights crimes, that's a felony charge. So
Okay, ma'am.
enticing every location that I could possibly use to sabotage abuse, even at church and with family members, abusing power to do that, I thought was a felony.
I'm sure. But, ma'am, if you can give me your name, I can look you up through my records.
Okay.
And if I don't have you on my records, you might have to call the crisis hotline because you might have talked to them first. But
Okay.
I would be happy to start you on the process.
Okay.
So,
I'll give you my information. Yeah, you didn't get my last name. You were able to pull it up with just my first name?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You were assigned with case manager Acosta.
Okay.
I can transfer you over to her line if you'll just hold on 1
Ma'am,
second.
you said something else? They didn't do a callback? What did you say?
I didn't say anything about a callback.
I was wondering what you just said.
I said I could transfer you over to her line if you can hold on for
Okay,
a
you
second.
said something before that, but okay, you can go ahead.
Okay.
And then they set up for me to get ducked and dodged like they did prior, and then text me again for games. If it goes the way it's been going, she won't answer.
Voicemail of a casualty. I am unable to take your call. Please leave a detailed message with your number and a good time to return.
Hello, this is Kiana Clark. You sent me a text regarding help getting assistance with abuse. You're welcome to call me instead of texting me. My contact number, they're not answering the 24-hour emergency crisis hotline. No, I've had to endure this, like I said. Let's see.
Crisis Hotline.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay.
How may I help you?
Yes. What did I call?
I'm sorry.
What did I call?
This is Mosaic.
Okay. Yes, I'm in a domestic violence crisis, and I was transferred to a voicemail. But I'd like to know if you guys did an intake on me.
Okay, what's your name?
It's Kiana. I'm not quite. I think it was like 5 days ago. Are you able to pull it up?
Yeah, let me see what I see on my log. Hold 1 second, please.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I got a text instead of a call, which I thought was quite unusual.
You got a text message from Mosaic?
Yeah, from someone, yes, instead of a call.
Okay. Did you respond back to the text message?
I call back. The text message states to call back in. I mean, to call back and speak with them. It didn't say respond to the text. It gave me the hours, but I didn't understand why a woman would be treated like that, fleeing abuse, texted. I thought that would be like something that would be um, misconduct. I don't know the procedures, but it just seems like that's a little harsh to text someone about a domestic violence crisis instead of calling them back.
They may have just texted you to see when you're available when you were available to speak because they want to make sure you were safe, ma'am. That was most likely the reason why they text you, and just to let you know that you can call them whenever when you're able to speak.
That's not what I was informed. I was informed a representative would call me back, and not several days after I called.
Okay,
I just
so
don't think people are taking my life seriously, as they have not for 5 years plus. Because you've been full for 5 years plus. You've been full.
So are you wanting to contact that person that called you back, ma'am?
I thought I gave you my information for you to ask, see if I did an intake and what was done, and you didn't go over that.
So
I was on hold.
Called you. So if someone called you, then you got a response from someone, and my suggestion to you.
Oh, I'm not understanding why you had me on hold and you're disregarding what I called for.
Okay, ma'am. I'm suggesting that you call that person back who texted you.
I called you. Sir, that this is the place to place to place. This is very unusual, and I'm trying to help people get their charges, sir. I called you, sir.
Ma'am, that's all
I'm in a crisis.
I'm sorry.
I'm in a crisis, sir.
But there was someone who reached out to you.
Are you denying me the right to know what was in your computer system while you put me on hold?
Thank you for your call, ma'am. I appreciate it.
That's why there has to be a hold. That's why it has to malfunction. But this happens to be felonies. What are they? What is needed? Confessions?